Welcome to the show. This is Anne speaking. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. Take a deep breath. Feel yourself connected with the cosmos, connected with your body. Welcome to Integrative Mystic. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, spring has sprung. It's the season of Easter Ostara, spring equinox, Passover, and I feel aligned here in Georgia with the blossoming in nature. I feel a blossoming of my energy, and it is part of my spiritual practice to stay connected with the unfoldment of the seasons and the cycles and rhythms of the seasons. And it's one way where I can feel attuned and aligned to the earth's energy and to the spirit of nature. So wherever you are in the world and in your year, I hope you are connecting with the beautiful cycles and rhythms in the environment you find yourself. Today's show, I'm going to answer a question from a participant in one of my circles, and I am going to pull some cards for the week and tune into the energy for the week ahead. So stay tuned. I'm excited to dive in. I pass around index cards in some of my groups and ask folks to write down questions they would like to explore in the group. And then I channel the answers from my angels and spirit team and higher realm helpers that have come to work with me. So this was a multidimensional angel circle I did at the Phoenix and Dragon in Atlanta, Georgia. And a lovely participant has written down this question, and I felt inspired to answer that in my podcast for today's message. The question is, what's the best way to be a helper and stay spiritually grounded or connected? What's the best way to be a helper and stay spiritually grounded and connected? Great question. What an integrative mystic question. And just a great question. I have a feeling a lot of folks in the audience tuning in today can relate to this question. I know I can as a helper and a healer. How can I stay spiritually connected? How can I stay spiritually grounded as I'm helping others? As I'm helping others who might not be on the same wavelength, who might not be spiritually connected or spiritually grounded, or maybe just in a different state of being that I find myself. So when I'm tuning into the answer for this question, I see spirit show me this beautiful magical castle. It's a purple sparkly castle because of course it is. They know I love purple and sparkles. So it's a sparkly castle, and it's juxtaposed to this cement piece of construction area rather. And I feel like the message is, my spirit team often speaks to me in an image and then they'll explain it and there'll be layers of meaning. So I feel like the message has to do with when you're in your spiritual castle, if you will, we have this tendency to isolate and to differentiate between the spiritual realm and the human realm, between the day to day, our everyday, and our spirituality. And so think about bringing the castle energy, and the castle in this scenario is your spiritual house, if you will, your spiritual groundedness, your ability to connect with the spiritual dimension within you and around you. Thought I was going to sneeze. It still may happen. Excuse me. It's a message to release old paradigms that aren't working for you. That illusion of separateness, the separateness of spirituality and being human, that can cause, well, it's a limiting belief that can hold us back. So think about bringing the castle, that energy, as part of you to whatever you're doing. Think about you embodying the castle, you embodying your way of connecting with spirit as you're coming to the construction zone and being a helper, being a healer on this earth plane. And how do we do that? Well, it's multifold. Your spiritual practice. So you're laying down the foundation and building up your energetic blueprint by engaging in your spiritual practice regularly. Connect with spirit. How do you connect with your higher power? How do you connect with the spiritual realm? Whatever it is that you do, do it. If you're just showing up and trying to help someone and all of a sudden trying to be spiritual at the same time, it's going to be, well, it's not going to have as much flow and ease, and it won't be as natural because you haven't practiced that. So meditate, use your prayer practice, go to your spiritual center, use your spiritual tools, connect with nature. And as you're working on your vibration and working on how you connect with spirit, that is your foundation. I believe that visuals and words are great tools to use, but you could use so many tools. But just to give you a few tools, maybe you have a mantra that you use, or which is just simply a statement that you use to help you connect with the spiritual reality. So maybe that is, we are all one. Our natural state is well-being. Using a mantra like that can help you to sort of condense that castle energy of your spiritual practice and to access that with a simple statement as you're stepping into your role of helping someone who might not be practicing intentional creation or practicing using their mind and their thoughts in a direction of wholeness or positivity. Maybe you're trying to help someone who has an addiction, who is expressing some victim mentality, who is trying to control something out of their control. And maybe that's you. It certainly is, me and all of humanity at some points. But as you're trying to help someone who maybe is in a different paradigm wavelength, it's easy to be influenced and to forget our spiritual truths if we haven't practiced that and if we haven't developed tools for connecting with that and in the day to day. So if someone is, say, in a victim mentality, and maybe they start to hook you, that is an opportunity for you to begin to connect with your tools and connect with your spiritual channel for remembering your truth. Everyone is co-creating their reality, and it's a limiting belief to subscribe to I'm a victim and I have no power belief statements. So, but I remember that the truth is we all have access to a higher realm and our higher power, and we all have access to the practice of surrender. And I remember those truths. And I practice my I've engaged in my spiritual practice, and I have my mantra of we are all one. We all have access to divine help from calling upon our higher power. And so as I'm interacting with someone who's perhaps operating from a victim mentality, and that doesn't mean that that person is a bad person or has no worth. They're just operating from a limiting belief. I can tune into that as I'm interacting with that person. Perhaps also you want to use a symbol. Symbols, images are very powerful. A symbol might be simply a heart. You remember the heart symbol, better yet, embody it, feel it in your heart. And as you tune into, but it could be whatever it is wants to be, or however it unfolds for you, that is right. But remembering that heart symbol maybe for you is remembering that we all have access to divine love. And so as you are bringing that truth and using your tools to remind you of that truth as you connect with that person, you're also connecting with your embodied experience of that. So something physical, a physical grounding tool, also grounding to the earth, grounding to the stars, to the cosmos, as you're bringing all of that multidimensional connectedness to whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's trying to interact with someone or help someone who's operating on a wavelength that is not as expansive, you're still able to offer that vibration to them, stay grounded and connected, and even you um, not necessarily explaining something or offering advice, because sometimes that's not helpful, right? But even just connecting with someone from your truth and centeredness is healing and uplifting to another person. You can feel it when someone walks into a room who's connected, who's grateful, who's optimistic, who's curious. You can feel the energy, and you can also, and that uplifts everyone in the room. And you can also feel it if someone is mad, and or the list goes on, or going back to that victim mentality, who's operating from victim mentality. Everyone in the room can feel that. So think about you showing up with that connection, of divine love and that truth, using your mantra, using your belief statement, using your symbol, feeling it in your body. And as you do that, no matter if you're interacting with someone with words or non-verbally or just being present, you are an uplifter, and you're going to make a difference simply by being present in that vibration of connectedness. I like to hold a vision for any client I work with. I hold a vision of the person succeeding and being well and prosperous and happy and fulfilled. And as I hold that vibration, I may or may not be talking about that. That may or may not come up in the conversation directly, but me holding that vision in my belief and experience makes a difference. I'm offering that vibration to a person, and it's almost a visual prayer. I'm not trying to force anything to happen. I'm not trying to give someone, tell someone what to do, but I'm offering that vibration just by visualizing it and believing that that is a reality, and putting my intention that that reality unfolds for them. So these are tools that you can use to use your spiritual practice and awareness, even helping in a world that, well, needs a lot of help. And you might be helping people that are aware, that do have an understanding, that are connected with the higher consciousness and their higher power. You might be working with people who are not. And either way, these are tools that work. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for this question, writing this question, whoever wrote it in my last group. And yeah, and if you have a question that you think might be cool for me to connect and channel the answer with me and my team, please drop me a line in any of my social media. I am having some upcoming multidimensional angel circles in the next couple of months. I'm doing an online one, so check that out. It's creativepsychestudio.com, and that's my social media, Creative Psyche, Psyche Studio, on Facebook and Insta. So let's take a deep breath, look at the energy for the week ahead. This is for the week of April 6th, 2026, or whenever you're tuning into this show. If the message makes sense, take it. All right, tuning into the week for this tuning to the energy rather for this week ahead. I'm seeing for this week ahead, I do feel that Aries energy, that get up and go spring energy in the zeitgeist, in the gestalt, in the collective. All right. Ooh, a bunch of cards came out. I meant to get 3 and 5 came out. We got Pentacles here, people. Look out. 8 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Empress, Justice. This is the old old school traditional Rider-Waite. So, folks, my sensitives and spirituals and light workers and healers and helpers and mystics of the world. Well, I feel like there's a lot of energy coming at us, that's for sure, for this week ahead. I'm feeling like a lot of things are happening at once. And I was feeling this earlier this week, actually. I was feeling the many dimensions, multiple dimensions coming together at once. And I was reading some things online, different folks in the galactic starseed community were talking about this as well. It feels like a time when the Earth's consciousness, the sun's consciousness, the cosmic consciousness is going through a rhythm of creating something together, and there's just sort of this I don't know, it's like wormhole wants to come here, like a cosmic wormhole. There's this um coalescing of energy that, and I see a vision of a rainbow that allows us to do several things at once. It feels like this is one of those time warps where timing is the time is bending this week, and you're able to remove things and bring things into your life. It almost feels like an eclipse energy, even though this isn't an eclipse week, but it feels like you're able to remove things and bring things into your life with magical timing, with magical timing. And it is the Easter Ostara Passover energy of rebirth, death rebirth. We've got a death rebirth vibe this week, definitely. So what do you want to release? What do you want to bring into your life? This is a time period of releasing the old and really seeing the new come in rapid timing for a lot of us. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like wants to tell us the old must be released. And for some of us, this can be work. So you might even need to put more intention about what intentionally do I want to do some spring cleaning about? What do I want to release from my life that does not belong? Page of Pentacles. I feel like the message with Page of Pentacles is there's new information that wants to come in about releasing old ideas about finances and releasing old ideas about work. So review notes about how you make your money and how you might shift making it in more of a transcendent way. In other words, how can I be more forward thinking? How can I create wealth and abundance without thinking about it too much and using more of my heart energy and using more ability to tune in to divine consciousness through my heart and soul? So less analytical thinking and more manifesting through awareness of the oneness. I'm one with my abundant creator. And as I realize that abundance, prosperity shows up unfolding in kind with my awareness of my natural state of abundance. And how could I apply that? Maybe how can you apply that, friend, to your career, your finances, your income? The Five of Swords comes out. So I feel like the Five of Swords guidance to us this week is to take it slow and make sure that you're having rest in between all the activity. It's a week of a lot of activity, and don't overdo it. Be sure to allow yourself to rest deeply when you do rest, and don't overthink at night. So if you're worrying, use some sort of bedtime routine, sleep hygiene to release your worries before bed, and make sure that you're really um, treating your bedtime as a sacred time to connect with the dream time, to rest your body, and not try and multitask when you need to rest. Not just sleep, but also this week. If there's a lot of activity, make sure you pace yourself. The Empress comes out for this week. I feel like the Empress wants us to know that grounding is so important. There's no coincidence I picked a card on grounding. Be sure to ground yourself as you're Be sure to ground yourself when you're playing, when you're resting, when you're doing anything. This is a week when grounding is incredibly important, and you'll feel better if you choose foods and choose activities that are help your body to feel its best. Create a grounding routine. Make sure you're doing something, again, when you're resting, when you're slowing down, that you do connect with your body, connect with the earth. Some people ground connecting more with in meditation with cosmic energy too. I know that's me. I connect with the earth. I ground with the earth, but I also really need to meditate to ground. And justice. Hard work is paying off. I feel like justice wants us to know that your hard work is paying off, and you can reap your rewards in this season. And there's going to be people approaching, a lot of people tuning in who want to job offers, income opportunity offers, and there's going to be people are going to want to work with you, and there's going to be new opportunities to use your skills and talents in different ways. And I feel like for a lot of us, it's even working behind the scenes or working, what do, what do they want to say here? It's like, I feel like they're wanting to say be open to opportunities coming to you where you're not doing the same exact thing, but it's something similar, and you can learn a unique skill, and it may be detail oriented here, that will help you to create new streams of revenue that are even unexpected. So it does feel like a week of abundance opportunities, opportunities to be intentional about your thinking about money and to make money and create abundance with more ease. Be sure to ground yourself and rest. That's part of co-creating positive things in your life, including abundance. And be open to doing something similar with as far as career finance, but learning something new. And it could or incorporating some new technique, and this could help you to further increase your abundance. So, and be open to new opportunities coming to you. I want to thank you so much again for tuning in. Oh, I forgot to pull. I was going to pull a Work Your Light Oracle card by Rebecca Campbell. All right, what do the star beings want to say today? Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Aries energy, warrior energy. So, warrior woman, warrior person, be sure to tune into your calling and tune into what it is your soul really wants this week. And make sure that you're listening to that as you make decisions and embodying that as you move forward in your career and your personal life. And that's part of grounding, grounding to yourself. There's a lot of different forms of grounding, but grounding to yourself and grounding to your soul is another form of grounding. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. If you'd like to find out more about me or the groups or sessions I offer, check out Creative Psyche Studio, Psyche is how you spell studio, creativepsychestudio.com. I have exciting new guests and shows planned for the year ahead. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed spring or whatever season you find yourself in as you're tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you next group video or session. Take care. Blessed be.